What's going on, guys? Victor here, and we got a jumbo mackerel catch and cook for you guys today. Not sure if I already uploaded the commercial mackerel video, but as you guys see on the deck, absolutely killed it today out here with Chief, John, and Adam behind the camera. I'll have Adam's channel linked below. Now let's get to fishing. So this is what we got going on. Chief, Adam, John, throwing these spoons, drone type spoons. Oh, look at that.
Got a bluefish eat off his tail.
Really? Yeah. Drone spoon, about 100-pound monoliter, because these mackerel have teeth. Adam already got bit. Oh, and that's why this...
I got smoked.
Oh yeah, you did.
Love to see it.
And we almost got a trash can full.
Oh my gosh.
So that's a small, right?
That's a medium. That's what we call medium. Anything under 2 pounds, then 2 to 2.9 is the large, and then 3 and up is jumbo. I know,
that big?
Are you the heck? You love to see it, dude.
Like, look at that thing.
Hey, that's the first time I've had a gap of mackerel. That literally is bigger than some of the kingfishing.
Yes. Really hold him up.
That's every bit of 8 pounds.
Oh, easy, dude. Look at that thing. Are you kidding me? The bluefish were scared of it.
If you guys don't know, Adam's got his own channel, which I will have linked below, also on the screen here. You guys gotta follow him. He posts some epic stuff. Say it.
Come check me out, boys. Moving away.
And he's always out here fishing with John and Chief, so they got a lot of epic content. Stuff that you guys will probably never see in your life unless you watch him.
I'm just afraid those.
That's a jumbo mackerel. Chief caught one. I just had a gap. I can't believe it. First one. Look at that thing. Look at him. This is a giant mackerel. That's your average jumbo. That's scary big.
Look at that thing.
This, boys, that's a real jumbo there. I stuck him with the gap. Oh my God! Chief's on the dean.
Okay, so Malusi's gonna show you exactly how easy it is to do this.
We just got this big Newman drone spoon. I'm whipping it out there, back 40 as far as I can. And what I'm doing is I'm jerking it really hard. You pop it and get out of the water. Once you get the mackerel's attention, then you just straight retrieve, just like this. Sometimes give it a little hesitation. Oh my God!
Oh,
Look at those choppers on it. I'm about to get proper heavy, dude. Look at them.
oh my gosh!
Oh my God!
Oh, that was a big one. That's a big one.
That's a big one.
In the live wall. Look at that.
Get it back. These bluefish just don't stop freaking out. My hands are sore from doing this all day.
Oh! Come on, Chief. So these are the bluefish, and we've gotten a mixture of blues and mackerel today. The bluefish can be a real pain in the butt. This is the de-hooking tool we use, and they are a lot harder to de-hook than the mackerel. And you don't get as much for them in the market anyway. So the thing that we're trying to catch out here mainly is mackerel.
Dude, I'm catching jumbos every cast.
Is he getting smoked by a shark?
Getting smoked by a jumbo.
Because it looked like there was something behind him.
No, that was just bluefish. John, dude, put a drone spoon on, dude.
I'm going.
It's here.
How many times after we...
Dude, look at this. Oh my God. These are kingfish.
Before we move on and fillet all these fish, I got an epic giveaway for you guys. So, as you know, I've been partnered up with Dexter Outdoors for a while now, and we're giving away a 6-piece knife package, including this 12-inch sharpening rod, and you guys are gonna get this 7-piece carrying case for all the knives. You got a 9-inch narrow fillet, 8-inch tiger edge, 7-inch narrow fillet, 8-inch sport fishing knife, 6-inch boning knife. All you have to do to enter is, I've been posting a lot of how-to fillet videos on the Dexter Outdoors YouTube channel, so go to the Dexter Outdoors YouTube channel, subscribe to it, and go to their most recent video, which is the how to fillet black drum video. I'll also have it linked below, and comment done. So, 2 things. Subscribe to the Dexter Outdoors YouTube channel, comment done on the how to fillet black drum video, and you're entered. I will pick a winner in about a week or so on this channel, and that's all there is to it. Quick little fillet demo. This is one of the smaller, or mediums as they call it, mackerel. Right here behind the head. down, and now we're just gonna ride all along this fish's spine all the way to the tail. Very easy. Flip it over. As you guys can tell, these are very easy fish to fillet. And I try to make sure I'm over both the dorsal and anal fin as I go down, all the way down to the tail. Just like so. It's a little tricky once you get around here, because a lot of times what will happen is you'll get this stuck in your fillet. But if you don't, then you have two perfect little mackerel fillets. And check out, this is just for size comparison. Here's a medium mackerel, right? So these don't pay very much. Here's a jumbo mackerel. Look at the size of this fillet. It absolutely dwarfs the little mediums. And if you look, the color's not that much different. This actually looks really good. You would think that the bigger it gets, like kingfish, they'll get super gray and mushy, but these Spanish mackerel fillets are pretty firm. They've been sitting in the cooler for 2 days now. So since we're going to smoke this, I'm not gonna bother with taking the skin off, because when you smoke fish, when you're done smoking them, the skin peels right off. Same with the bones. You don't have to get all fancy and remove the pin bones, because it'll just peel right off. So these are completely ready for the smoker. I'm gonna show you guys how to brine them, so I'll see you in the kitchen. Now, I'm not a food scientist, and there is literally, if you type in brining fish or the science behind brining, I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to that stuff. I have to know what the reasoning is behind it, and I'm still completely clueless. It's not osmosis. I still don't exactly understand how it works, but I do know the ratio that you need. So most people agree on the fact that for every gallon of water, you do a cup of salt, which is exactly around 6%. That means 6% of the total volume of your solution is salt. And that's how you get the best yield for your fish, because people do experiments on this and stuff. And then the sugar, we're gonna use, so we're using 1 cup of salt and 1 cup of sugar. And the sugar is simply to flavor it. And yeah, so what I'm doing is, we have that. This is exactly 16 cups of water, which is exactly a gallon. And what ideally you should do is boil this first. That way it dissolves completely, because I'm not sure if this will completely dissolve, but you know what, YOLO. And we don't have a lot of time to wait until this cools down. Now, people will put in garlic powder, paprika, soy sauce, all sorts of things, bay leaves. Frankly, every time we've smoked fish, I never really tasted in the fish, so I'm just gonna go behind what actually works in the brine, and that's the salt. It's to tenderize the meat and give it more flavor, and it helps it retain more water during the smoking process. I think if you want to season your fish with your dry rub after, that's what you can do on the outside, so you can get that flavor of paprika or garlic powder afterwards. But you guys can comment below if you have your own secret brine recipe, or maybe you know something I don't, because I really want to get to the bottom of why brine works. So I think that a gallon was more than I needed, but I didn't want to not have enough after I mixed it. So just so that way they're completely submerged, I don't think the amount you add in there matters, because it's the percent solution, your 6% salt solution doesn't change. From what I've read, 15 minutes is actually a good amount of time to brine them. We're gonna go a little bit longer, we'll go with an hour. 2 hours in the brine, and we have a special guest. We're gonna have some butcher box salmon in the freezer, and I said, babe, let's try some smoked salmon as well. So I defrosted some salmon and added them to the brine, so we'll see how those do. I love salmon. What I'm gonna do is, I'm seasoning everything, only the tops, because everything here has skin, and I don't plan on keeping the skin, so seasoning that side would kind of be pointless, I'd say. So, nice, big, fresh, cracked black pepper. We're gonna eat some just as smoked fish and some as in dip. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna do a few pieces, kind of my own little blend. I have some chili powder right here. I'll do a little chili powder, garlic powder. I present to you smoke. This is the grill we've been using a lot. This is the Camp Chef Woodwind. I really like this thing. because of the fact that, like, the other day I cooked the stir fry on the gas range on the side, and most pellet grills just have the pellet grill, but if it's just brick and eye, it's a perfect little gas option on the side. So I have it set to low smoke, so it's gonna smoke in about the 160 degree range for a few hours, and then I'll probably bump it up to finish it off around 220. Okay. So we'll see this in an hour, check to see how it's doing, and we'll go from there. Fish is off the smoker. Now I got it separated, and I did take the skin off. When I was filleting them, I told you guys I was gonna leave the skin on, because I wanna show you how easy it is to take the skin off rather than having to skin it at the fillet table. So the mackerel is a little bit harder than the salmon, but it pretty much peels right off. Just like that. Brick went around and just double checked to make sure there was no big bones. Because a lot of times the small bones, they almost disintegrate and they become real brittle. That's what the mackerel looks like. And looks can be deceiving. It doesn't look like what you're normally used to, but smoked fish is so good. Oily, salty. I generally don't put any more salt in the actual fish dip itself, because all that salt, that brine, you can taste it in and out of the fish itself. Very excited. We finally got a food processor. Never had one before. And what we used to do, like I said, is we used to just crumple it up with our hands. When you use a food processor, you get a product where everything's uniform, very finely shredded, and I think it's gonna take the fish dip to a whole new level. And now we pulse. 6 cups of our shredded mackerel. Brooke put in 2 tablespoons of cream cheese, regular cream cheese. Now I'm gonna do 1 spoonful of sour cream, 1 spoonful of Greek yogurt. Actually, we're gonna do a little bit more this time. And then 2 spoonfuls of mayo. And I'll tell you what, this is probably the 4th time we've made fish dip. And the one thing I like about the food processor is when you mix it yourself by hand, you have to add a way more cream cheese, yogurt, everything, and that's because it's not as fine. It doesn't bind as well. With this, you don't have to add as much, so it's much healthier. And I like the consistency too. I'm gonna add a little bit more Greek yogurt and a little bit more sour cream. The real test is, will it break when you try to scoop it with a cracker? And it doesn't. We're gonna do red bell pepper, green, jalapeno, 1 yellow onion, and then this is about 1 celery stalk. So we're gonna add it all in. And I think this is the most amount of things we've added to our dip before. I don't think you can go wrong. And now, the reason we didn't put this in the food processor is because we want our vegetables crisp, and we don't want them chopped up, or we don't want them pulsated like the food processor would have done.
Is your arm sore yet?
Oh yeah, this is definitely a good workout. Shout out to all the moms at home who are doing this on the regular. Not making dip, but preparing dinners for your families and things.
How about the dads?
And the dads, and the stay-at-home dads, or the dads who cook dinner.
Who says they're stay at home?
You get the point.
I'm just trying to get you out of a hole here that you're digging yourself.
I'm in the hole. I'm throwing the shovel out of the hole. I'm done. Now I know it looks like a lot of vegetables, but that's because it's a lot of vegetables. But it's still so good. Very refreshing. It doesn't taste like vegetables.
It does not taste like there's a lot of vegetables.
It doesn't. It's
It really
very
doesn't.
deceiving. And I like the crunch. You get the crunch from the bell peppers. You get a crunch from the celery. And 2 jalapenos for all this fish.
Not spicy.
Barely taste it.
It honestly looks like there's a lot of vegetables in there, but it's really not. When you're eating it, you can really only, like, my favorite part of a fish dip is the crunch. And that's why I really like celery in there, because celery has like the best crunch in a fish dip. And you got that little crunch, and it's really, really good.
And the thing I like about fish dip is you can share it with people. So we're gonna go ahead and container this up, bring some to my dad, Brooke's dad, the neighbors, because fish dip is something you make a ton of at once to utilize the smoker, and then you share it with your friends and family. And I wish I could share it with you guys, but unfortunately that would be really unpractical.
We
But
would need a lot more fish dip.
yeah, a lot. And a lot more smokers, and a lot more cream cheese, and a lot more sour cream.
And fish.
And fish. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, please go ahead, drop a comment below, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in that next video.